Hello, boys and girls. I am so glad that you're able to join me for another session. Our reading lesson for today our focus for today is going to be on RI8, which is basically identify the reasons an author gives to support the points in a text. Well, the first thing we need to do is understand the vocabulary words or the unknown words, and then we'll deconstruct the standard and try to see what the standard is telling us to do. So the unknown word or the vocabulary word is identify. What does the word identify means anyway? Well, identify means to tell what it is or to recognize. An author's point is author's purpose. What is the purpose of the author? Why do you think the author is writing us, or what is the author trying to prove when the author is telling us something? So that is our standard for today. And our learning target is I can identify the reasons the author gives to support the points in a text. We already looked at the vocabulary words, and we'll just look at the anchor chart to help us understand a little bit more about what the standard is telling us to do. The author's point is what the author is trying to prove in the text. It is usually how the author feels or what the author believes. They prove their point by supporting it with the reasons in the text. Okay. There are actually there is several purposes why the author writes a text and why we read the text. Sometimes the author is writing this text because the author just wants to inform you about some stuff. Sometimes the author will write to persuade you to do something or just to entertain you. For this particular standard, we are going to look at an informational passage because our standard is RI8, which is informational text or informational book. Now, I over here on this side of the screen, I just wrote an example. Cats make a best pet. Now, a couple of years ago, Sasha, my daughter, she actually wanted to have a pet. And she wrote a letter to me, convincing me, persuading me, and giving her points why she should have a pet. So some of the reasons, well, her main purpose was to persuade me that she wants to have a cat, and she gave me the reasons. And the reasons that she gave me were that they're easy to care, and it will make her be responsible. It will be her job, and I don't have to do anything about it. And also, the last thing she said was, if I buy a cat for her, it'll make her happy. So apparently, she did persuaded me to get a cat. And yes, she eventually ended up getting the cat because she gave me all the reasons why she should have a pet, why she should have a cat. So this is just one example how an author or anybody who wants to write will write about a topic and will support with the details why it is important or um, why the author is trying to convince you to do anything. Okay, so our passage for today is called Seatbelts. Now, this is an informational text because it's going to give you information about seatbelts. Our title is Seatbelts. I'm going to read the passage, then I will look at the questions, and then we'll try to find the answer from the passage. Because remember, a good reader always goes back, refer to the text, find the answers from the text, and then support it with the details and then write it down. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. So here we go. Seatbelts. Seatbelts can save lives. If you get into a car crash, a seatbelt can keep you safe. They are worn over your shoulder. They buckle and go across your waist. This helps you stay in place if your car hits something. People may move around in the car if they do not wear a seatbelt. If there is a wreck that is dangerous, someone could even hit the windshield. This could really hurt someone. You should always wear your seatbelt. All right, so our question is, what is the author's purpose? What is the author trying to tell us? Well, obviously, looking at the title of the passage, it tells me it is about the seatbelts, and the author is telling us that seatbelts can save lives. Look at the first sentence right here. Seatbelts can save lives, and the author is telling us to wear the seatbelts. So, what is the author's point? The author's point is the author's point is for us to wear the seatbelts, and that it will save lives. All right, so this is the author's point. Now, what is one reason the author is giving us to wear the seatbelts? What is he supporting with? Well, one detail that the author is telling us is if you wear the seatbelt, it will keep you safe. Or if there is a car crash, then the seatbelt will keep you safe. If there is a wreck, then seatbelts will keep you safe. All right, what is another reason the author is giving us? Well, if there is a dangerous wreck, oh, well, this helps you stay in place if your car hits something. Well, one reason if there is a wreck, then the seatbelts will keep you safe, which I already said that. Another one is you will not be able to move around in the car if you're wearing the seatbelt. It will keep you in place right here. Do you see the underline that I wrote? I underlined it. This helps you stay in place if your car hits something. All right, so it will keep you in place. Another reason is it'll keep you in place. Let's form a better sentence. What is another reason that the author gives you to support this? Wearing seat belts will keep you in place. All right, so this is another reason what the author is, why the author is suggesting us or telling us to wear the seatbelts. So now I know what's the author's purpose is. The author's purpose is for us to wear the seatbelts, and he's giving us more than two reasons why it is important for us to wear the seatbelts. Now, at the end, if we're able to do what we just did, then we basically have mastered the standard. Okay, so this is just the one passage that we were able to do it. But we need to do more and practice a little bit more to make sure that every time we read a passage, we're able to identify the author's purpose and then the reasons, the supporting details why the author is giving us, or the reasons why the author wants us, what is the author trying to prove the point. Okay, so that is the lesson for today. I hope you were able to follow along with me. Thank you for watching.